The woman you want is waiting for something you do not know how to give her. Not flowers, not compliments, not the attention you have been pouring into her like water into a bucket with no bottom. She is waiting for something deeper, something primal, something that operates beneath her conscious awareness in the ancient architecture of her psychology. And here is the part that should disturb you. She cannot tell you what she needs. Not because she is hiding it, because she does not have words for it. These needs exist below language in the realm of instinct and feeling. She knows when they are being met. She knows when they are not. But she cannot explain the difference to you, no matter how many times you ask what is wrong. Carl Jung spent decades mapping the unconscious mind. He discovered that human beings are driven by forces they cannot name. Forces that shape every decision, every attraction, every moment of desire. What I am about to reveal are 7 of those forces as they operate specifically in female psychology. These are not tricks. These are not manipulations. These are fundamental human needs that have existed since the beginning of our species. Needs that evolution hardwired into women because meeting them meant survival, protection, and the continuation of life itself. The men who understand these needs do not chase women. They do not beg for attention. They do not wonder why their efforts produce no results. They simply become what women are biologically designed to seek. The men who do not understand these needs remain permanently confused. They give everything they have and watch again and again as women choose someone else. Schopenhauer wrote that we can do what we wish, but we cannot wish what we want. Desire is not a choice. It is a response to specific triggers that activate ancient circuitry. The woman in your life does not choose to feel attracted or unattracted. She responds to stimuli that either activate or fail to activate her deepest programming. Your job is not to convince her to want you. Your job is to become someone who naturally triggers the response. This is not about performance. This is about development. The difference matters. A performer memorizes lines and executes tactics, but beneath the performance, he remains unchanged, and women sense this. They feel the gap between projection and reality. That gap creates distrust no technique can overcome. A man who has genuinely developed these qualities does not perform them. He embodies them. His actions flow from who he has become, not from what he has memorized. Women feel authenticity, and authenticity is the foundation of deep attraction. Robert Greene observed that the greatest seductions in history were not acts. They were expressions of developed character. Casanova did not rely on tricks. He cultivated himself into someone naturally desired. That is what this offers you. Not manipulation of others, transformation of yourself. Over the next 40 minutes, I will reveal 7 intimate needs operating in the female psyche. The first 3 shape daily interaction. Miss them, and attraction never forms. The 4th and 5th create emotional bonding. The 6th and 7th move even deeper. But understand this: influence carries responsibility. Machiavelli wrote that power itself is neutral. Fire can warm a home or burn it down. What you are learning is fire. Use it wisely. Now let us begin. Need 1. The need to feel chosen, not settled. Every woman carries a silent question. Did he choose me, or did he simply accept what was available? This question shapes how she experiences a relationship. Freud observed that human beings need to feel uniquely valued. In evolutionary terms, being chosen meant protection and priority. Being settled for meant risk. When a woman feels chosen, she relaxes. When she feels replaceable, she guards herself. Most men fail here. Their compliments are generic, their attention interchangeable. She feels that she could be swapped for another woman without changing anything in his behavior. Attraction fades at the root. True recognition is different. It requires seeing what is specific about her. The particular way she thinks,
the subtle reactions she has when she is uncomfortable, the passions she hides from casual observers. When you notice and name what is uniquely hers, she feels seen. But false specificity is worse than generic praise. If you manufacture insight, she senses it. Curiosity must be real. You must genuinely want to understand her individuality. When you do, she feels chosen. That is the foundation.
Need 2. The need for emotional fluctuation. Here is where most men misunderstand attraction completely. Constant positive attention does not create desire. It normalizes it. Psychology shows that human beings register change, not constancy. When attention is steady and unbroken, it becomes baseline. Baseline creates comfort. Comfort is not attraction. Fluctuation creates emotional response. This does not mean manipulation. It does not mean calculated withdrawal. It means living a life that naturally divides your attention. A man with purpose, discipline, friendships, and goals cannot be constantly available. His presence has weight because it competes with meaningful commitments. When he shows up, it matters. When a man has nothing beyond the woman, his attention loses value. It is always there, always predictable, always guaranteed. Scarcity that is manufactured feels fake. Scarcity that is natural feels powerful. Build a life that matters independent of her. When your attention fluctuates because your world is full, attraction sustains itself. Need 3. The need for psychological strength. A woman's nervous system constantly evaluates one question. Is this man stable under pressure? Not loud, not aggressive, stable. When challenged, do you collapse? Do you over-explain? Do you abandon your position to avoid discomfort? Weakness signals instability. Strength is calm disagreement. Strength is holding your boundary without hostility. Strength is remaining grounded when emotion rises. Epictetus taught that we control only our response. When you respond rather than react, you demonstrate inner authority. But strength alone is incomplete. Need 4. The need for psychological safety. Strength without warmth creates fear. Warmth without strength creates instability. The rare combination of both creates deep attraction. Psychological safety means she can reveal her insecurities without punishment. She can expose her flaws without mockery. She can speak fear without being dismissed. You do not fix everything. You do not judge. You hold space. Freud showed that much of the human psyche hides in shadow. When she feels safe enough to reveal that shadow, and you remain steady, bonding begins. Strength plus safety creates trust. Need 5. The need to be witnessed in her becoming. Every human being is evolving. A woman does not only want to be seen for who she is today, she wants to be seen for who she is growing into. Most men evaluate. They measure, they compare. Few men witness. Witnessing means recognizing her direction, encouraging growth without controlling it, seeing her ambition, her healing, her transformation, and reflecting it back to her. When she feels that you see her potential without trying to reshape it into your image, connection deepens. But here is where the focus must shift. Because ultimately, none of these needs can be sustainably met if you are underdeveloped yourself. A woman may respond initially to strength, to fluctuation, to recognition. But long-term attraction anchors itself to something deeper. It anchors to the quality of the man's inner world. If you lack discipline, no technique compensates. If you lack purpose, no strategy sustains desire. If you lack self-awareness, no performance hides it forever. Jung taught that the unconscious always reveals itself. Sooner or later, who you are surfaces. Which brings us to the deeper truth beneath all 7 needs. The woman you want is not waiting for better words. She is waiting for deeper substance. She is waiting for a man who has confronted himself, a man who has built internal order, a man who does not depend on her approval to feel complete. Because when you become that man, something changes. You stop trying to trigger attraction. You stop analyzing every interaction. You stop chasing responses. And instead, you begin attracting through presence. The ultimate need is not about her at all. It is about you becoming solid enough that her nervous system relaxes in your presence. When that happens, attraction is not forced. It is felt. And when it is felt at that level, it no longer needs to be